What if the Lakers were standing right at the edge of a decision that could shape the entire season, and maybe even the next few years, and the choice isn't as clear as it looks on paper? What if a move that seems like a clever depth play could just as easily turn into the most avoidable disaster of the year? And what if deep down, we already know that the difference between a brilliant addition and a costly mistake often comes down to one thing no one can control: health? What happens when the excitement of a possible roster upgrade collides head-on with the cold, sharp edge of reality? What if the promise of elite rim protection comes wrapped in a medical file that could double as a phone book? And what if the Lakers' hunt for the missing piece in their front court rotation leads them straight to a name that's as intriguing as it is dangerous? Hello, Lakers fans. Welcome to Lakers News Fan Report, the heartbeat of purple and gold. Passion, where every rumor gets dissected, every move gets analyzed, and every possibility gets explored like it's the key to banner number 18. Smash that like button, subscribe to Lakers News Fan Report, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Because today we're diving into one of the most intriguing, divisive, and flat-out nerve-wracking rumors swirling around the Lakers right now: the talk of Robert Williams III. On the surface, this is exactly the kind of move Lakers fans crave: an athletic, defensive-minded big man who can protect the rim, run the floor, and clean the glass. The kind of guy who could slide in behind DeAndre Ayton and give Darvin Ham a reliable anchor when the starters sit. But there's a reason the room goes quiet when his name comes up in front offices. There's a reason the enthusiasm gets checked. The smiles fade just a little, and the words, when healthy, start creeping into the conversation like an unwelcome guest. Robert Williams, 327 years old, standing 6'9", with a wingspan that makes coaches salivate, has a game that's tailor-made for impact minutes. He's a lob threat, a shot-blocking menace, and when he's on the floor, he changes the geometry of the defense. But here's the problem. Being on the floor has been the exception, not the rule. Over the last 3 seasons, he's played in just 61 of a possible 246 regular season games. That's less than 25%. That's not bad luck. That's a pattern. And patterns like that don't just disappear because a team wants them to. The numbers tell the story. Last season with Portland, Williams suited up only 20 times, averaging 5.8 points on a blistering 64.1% shooting, 5.9 rebounds, 1.7 blocks, and 1.1 assists in limited minutes. Those are efficient, valuable contributions if you can count on them night after night. But the Trail Blazers couldn't. The Celtics before them couldn't. And now, with Williams entering the final year of his contract worth $13.3 million, the Lakers are asking themselves the same hard question. Can they? Some insiders believe that Portland, loaded with young bigs and still deep in their rebuild, will be more than willing to move him. From their perspective, getting any return on a player who might not fit their long-term timeline is a win. 4. The Lakers, on paper, it could be the rare win-win deal: a low-cost swing on a high-upside talent who fills a need behind Ayton. But on paper, doesn't tell the whole story. In the NBA, paper doesn't limp, ice its knees, or sit out back-to-backs. The rumor mill says the Lakers have already pumped the brakes once they heard whispers about another possible injury. Anthony Irwin of Clutch Points reported that sources within the league believe Williams may already be dealing with something physical right now. That's not exactly the kind of pre-trade news you want to hear when you're looking for reliability. And you have to wonder, could this mean the Lakers are thinking twice about pulling the trigger? Is it possible that Pelinka and the front office are already shifting their focus to other targets? From a fan perspective, the debate is loud and split. Some see Williams as worth the gamble. After all, when healthy, he offers elite rim protection, playoff experience, and the ability to guard in space. Others see it as a ticking time bomb, a move that eats up precious cap space and roster flexibility for a player who could spend more time in street clothes than in a Lakers uniform. Think about the recent history here. The Lakers' last few seasons have been defined as much by who's been unavailable as by who's been playing. Injuries have shredded depth, forced role players into starting spots, and left stars to carry unsustainable loads. Do you really want to add another name to that injury-prone list? Or do you take the swing, trusting the training staff, and hoping the basketball gods finally throw us a break? There's also the question of timing. Williams' deal expires after this season, meaning if it doesn't work out, the Lakers could simply move on. That's the safety net that makes this even worth discussing. But does that safety net justify the risk? Especially when the Western Conference is loaded, margins are razor thin, and every game counts toward playoff positioning. Historically, the Lakers have thrived when they've had an intimidating rim protector in the rotation. From Wilt to Kareem to Shaq to even recent contributors like Dwight Howard in 2020, that presence changes everything. Williams could be that presence if he's in uniform. And with Luka Doncic now a part of the Lakers' core, the idea of pairing him with a vertical lob threat like Williams is tantalizing. It's the kind of combination that could tear apart second units and give LeBron and AD a breather without the defense collapsing. Some insiders believe that Portland might even be willing to make this move for minimal return, just to clear the way for their younger big men. Fans are wondering if this could be the beginning of a quiet backroom negotiation, the kind that leaks in small drips before suddenly becoming official. But others are warning that this is exactly the kind of deal that could turn into a what? Were they thinking? Headlined by February. And here's where it gets even trickier. The Lakers aren't just thinking about this season. With Ayton locked in, AD's future still critical, and Luka needing the right pieces around him, every roster decision now is both short-term and long-term. You can't just look at Williams as a band-aid. You have to ask if he fits the bigger picture. Is he a one-year rental with high risk, or could he be a piece you keep if the gamble pays off? Personally, I can't stop imagining the best case scenario. Williams comes in healthy, buys into the system, anchors the bench units, and suddenly the Lakers' interior defense is the most feared in the league. The rotations tighten, the paint becomes a no-go zone for opposing guards, and the Lakers head into the playoffs with a depth advantage nobody saw coming. But I also can't ignore the worst case. Another injury, another wasted roster spot, another season of what-ifs. So the question becomes, Lakers Nation, do you roll the dice on Robert Williams III, knowing the upside could be game-changing, but the downside could be costly? Could this be the swing that defines our season, or the misstep we look back on with regret? But what do you think about all of this? Personally, as a Lakers supporter, I believe the gamble is tempting, but the margin for error is razor thin. I can't wait to read your thoughts in the comments below. Lakers Nation, if you can feel the electricity in the air as much as I do right now, you know this isn't the time to sit back and wait. This is the moment to lean in. Hit that like button, subscribe to Lakers News Fan Report, and turn on notifications, so you're locked in for every shocking twist and every behind-the-scenes leak in the purple and gold saga. Because what's swirling around the Lakers at this very moment isn't just another piece of trade gossip or another what-if conversation tossed around on sports radio. No, this is the kind of brewing storm that can redraw the entire map of the Western Conference, force rivals into panic moves, and give Los Angeles a completely new weapon, just in time for the battles that decide legacies. We're talking about a potential shift, so significant that playoff matchups you thought you understood could be ripped apart and rewritten overnight. A move that doesn't just plug a gap, could redefine how this team attacks, defends, and controls the pace from opening tip to final buzzer. This isn't theory. This is the type of roster shakeup that could change the questions every opposing coach has to answer when they step into a film room preparing for the Lakers. It's the type of addition that could give LeBron James and Anthony Davis a new safety net, allow Luka Doncic to unleash parts of his game we've barely scratched the surface of, and put pressure on the rest of the West to adapt or get left behind. So how would Robert Williams III actually fit into this puzzle? Picture this: LeBron pushing the ball in transition, Ayton getting a breather on the bench, and Williams trailing the play like a predator. ready to explode for a lob finish or swat away any layup attempt. That changes the way opponents approach. Both ends, if you can't score in the paint and you can't gamble for steals because Williams is a threat above the rim, you're already playing on your heels. For Austin Reaves, that means more open looks from deep as defenders are sucked toward the rim. For Bronny James, it means more freedom to attack off the dribble. Knowing there's a safety valve inside Doc, could this mean Darvin Ham finally has the freedom to mix lineups that keep the Lakers' defensive identity intact no matter who's on the floor? Imagine staggering minutes so that at all times first quarter through crunch time, you've got either Ayton or Williams protecting the paint. No more stretches where opponents go on 10-0 runs just because the bench unit can't get stops. Is it possible that this move single-handedly erases one of last season's most frustrating weaknesses? And it's not just about the Lakers. Some insiders believe that if Williams ends up in LA, the ripple will be felt immediately in Phoenix, Denver, Golden State, and Sacramento. The Suns might scramble to find another big who can counter both Ayton and Williams. The Nuggets, who already have their hands full with AD, would now have to adjust to 48 minutes of elite rim protection. The Warriors, lacking size, would have to change their game plan entirely. Fans are wondering if this could be the turning point where the balance of power in the West starts tilting back toward LA. Social media is already alive with speculation. One fan tweet that blew up overnight said, "If Rob Pelinka lands Williams, the West is cooked." Magic Johnson posted, "The Lakers with another shot blocker? That's a problem for the league." Even Yavale McGee, who knows a thing or two about playing that role in a title run, dropped a cryptic in response to the rumor. You can feel the excitement and tension mixing because this isn't just about whether the Lakers can get him. It's about what happens if they do. The strategic upside is massive. In the playoffs, versatility is king, and Williams adds a layer of defensive adaptability that could swing an entire series. Against a team like the Thunder, his ability to switch on the smaller players without becoming a liability could neutralize some of their guard-heavy attacks. Against the Timberwolves, you've got another big body to battle in the paint and wear down their front court over a 7-game grind. Against the Warriors, he could erase those sneaky backdoor cuts that Steph and Klay love to run dot, and yet the risk can't be ignored. Williams' injury history looms like a shadow over all this excitement. Could the Lakers be stepping into a trap, investing in a player who might not be available when it matters most? Or could the very fact that his value is down be the reason they can afford to take the swing in the first place? Some insiders believe this is the exact kind of calculated gamble that championship teams make, knowing full well the risks but betting on their culture, their medical staff, and the players' hunger to change the narrative. It also sends a message to LeBron, AD, and Luka. We are all in. No half measures. No wait until next year. Moves like this tell your stars you're serious about winning right now. And in a league where superstar satisfaction can determine the future of a franchise, that's no small thing. Now, as the season heats up, what will define LA's destiny? Bold moves that swing for the fences or cautious steps that avoid risk, but leave potential on the table? Personally, as a die-hard Lakers supporter, I believe that if the price is right and the fit is real, this is the kind of move you make without looking back. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to hit that like button, share your thoughts, and subscribe to Lakers News Fan Report so you never miss another explosive update.